Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to CyberStation. I'm super excited to have you here today because we're about to kick off a brand new series that's absolutely crucial for anyone interested in cybersecurity, web development, or just keeping their digital life safe. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into something every hacker, developer, and defender needs to know: the OWASP Top 10. This list isn't just for experts, it's for anyone who wants to understand the biggest threats facing web applications today. If you build, test, or use web apps, this is your roadmap to staying secure. For those new here, OWASP stands for the Open Web Application Security Project, the gold standard for web app security. Since its founding, OWASP has been dedicated to helping everyone, from hobbyists to Fortune 500 companies, understand and defend against the most dangerous vulnerabilities out there. As our lives move online, attacks get smarter. Every year, cybercriminals find new ways to exploit weaknesses, and the risks keep evolving. From social media to online banking, our digital footprints are everywhere, making it more important than ever to stay informed and protected. The OWASP Top 10 is your cheat sheet for the most critical web application risks in 2026. It's a living document, updated regularly to reflect the latest threats and trends. Think of it as your go-to guide for understanding what attackers are targeting right now, and how you can defend against them. Whether you're securing code, testing defenses, or just curious about how hackers think, this list is essential. Over the next few episodes, we'll break down each risk, show real-world examples, and give you practical tips to stay safe. So grab your notebook, get comfortable, and let's jump in. Let's kick things off by exploring one of the most common and dangerous security flaws: broken access control, often called the Gatekeeper Problem. This issue is at the heart of many data breaches and cyber attacks, and it's surprisingly easy to overlook. Picture a high-security office building. The front entrance is guarded, cameras are everywhere, and only authorized personnel have key cards. But imagine if someone left a side door propped open. Suddenly, anyone can slip inside, bypassing all those expensive security measures. In the digital world, this is exactly what happens when access controls are broken. Users can reach sensitive data or perform actions they're not supposed to, simply because the right checks aren't in place. Broken access control occurs when the system fails to enforce rules about what each user is allowed to do. Maybe a regular user can access admin features, or someone can see another person's private information. These mistakes often happen because permissions are misconfigured, or because developers assume users will only do what they're supposed to. Attackers love to exploit these gaps. They might poke around until they find a way to view confidential files, change someone else's settings, or even take over accounts. Sometimes, all it takes is a little curiosity and a few clicks to uncover a goldmine of sensitive data. One classic example is manipulating a website's URL. By changing a number or a word in the address bar, an attacker might suddenly see someone else's order history, invoices, or even gain admin privileges. It's a simple trick, but it works if the system isn't double-checking who's allowed to see what. The solution? Always enforce access checks on the server side, where users can't tamper with them. Never trust what comes from the user's browser or device. Always verify permissions before granting access to anything sensitive. Regularly review and test your access controls to make sure they're airtight. In cybersecurity, it's your job to keep those digital doors locked tight. Don't let a simple oversight turn your secure system into an open invitation for attackers. Next up, cryptographic failures. Encryption is your data's shield, but if it's weak or missing, attackers can scoop up sensitive info. Risks include storing passwords in plain text, using weak keys, or skipping HTTPS. Think of a login page using HTTP. Anyone on the network can see your credentials. Or outdated hashing functions making passwords easy to crack. Always use strong, up-to-date encryption and never leave sensitive data unprotected. Make your encryption rock solid. Let's talk injection attacks, like SQL or command injection. When user input goes straight to a database without validation, attackers can run malicious commands. For example, a search box that plugs user input directly into a query can let attackers dump your user table. Injection attacks can lead to data leaks or even remote code execution. Defend by validating and sanitizing input, using parameterized queries, and never trusting outside data. Close those loopholes before they're exploited. Now let's talk about insecure design, a critical issue that often gets overlooked in the rush to build and launch new software. Imagine constructing a skyscraper without a solid foundation. If you skip security in the design phase, you're essentially building on sand. Even a single overlooked flaw can open the door to a cascade of vulnerabilities, making your entire system an easy target for attackers. Insecure design isn't just about coding bugs. It's about missing or weak security controls that should have been considered from the very beginning. When security isn't baked into the architecture, you're left with gaps that can be exploited in ways you might not even anticipate. For example, think about letting users reset their passwords without verifying their identity. This simple oversight can allow attackers to hijack accounts with minimal effort, putting user data and trust at risk. Or consider APIs that have no authentication or authorization restrictions. These open doors can be exploited to access sensitive data or manipulate your system in unintended ways. Fixing these design flaws after the fact is not only much harder, but also far more expensive. Retrofitting security into a finished product can disrupt workflows, delay releases, and increase costs dramatically. That's why it's essential to use secure design principles, conduct thorough threat modeling, and schedule regular security reviews throughout the development process. Security should be an integral part of your blueprint, not just an add-on. By embedding security into your design from day one, you build a stronger, more resilient product that can stand up to real-world threats. Don't make security an afterthought. Make it a foundation. Your users, your business, and your reputation depend on it. Security misconfiguration is one of the most preventable problems. It happens when systems are set up with insecure defaults or critical settings are left off. Think default passwords, open directories, or public cloud storage buckets. Attackers scan for these easy targets. Always review and harden configurations, remove unnecessary features, and automate security checks. Don't let a simple oversight be your downfall. Vulnerable and outdated components are a classic risk. Using old libraries or unpatched software is like leaving your door unlocked. Attackers exploit known vulnerabilities in outdated code. Example: running an old WordPress version or unsupported plugins. Regularly inventory components, keep everything updated, and use tools to alert you to new vulnerabilities. Your system is only as strong as its weakest link. Don't let old code haunt you. Identification and authentication failures let attackers impersonate users or steal sessions. Weak login or session management means imposters can get in. Examples: session IDs and URLs, weak passwords, or insecure password resets. Enforce strong password policies, use multi-factor authentication, and secure session management. Always verify who's knocking before opening the door. Don't make it easy for attackers to get in. Software and data integrity failures are about trusting your software and data haven't been tampered with. Supply chain attacks, like the SolarWinds breach, exploit this trust. If you're not verifying updates or code signatures, you could install malware without knowing. Always use code signing, verify updates, and lock down your software supply chain. Trust is good, but verification is essential. Don't let attackers slip in through your supply chain. Security logging and monitoring failures leave you flying blind. Without good logs, you won't know if you've been attacked. It's not just about having logs, monitor and respond to them. Attackers love weak logging because they can cover their tracks. Example: missing logs for failed logins or admin actions. Log everything important, review regularly, and set up alerts for suspicious activity. Make logging your early warning system. Last up, server-side request forgery, or SSRF. SSRF tricks your server into making requests to internal resources attackers shouldn't reach. Example: an image upload feature that fetches remote files based on user-provided URLs. If you don't validate URLs, attackers can access internal services or data. Defend by validating URLs, restricting outbound requests, and segmenting your network. Don't let your server be the attacker's inside man. That's the OWASP Top 10 for 2026. Attackers evolve, so should your defenses. Which vulnerability surprised you most? Drop a comment below. Subscribe for more deep dives and tips on cybersecurity. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.